Hey everybody, I thank you for clicking because you're going to get a really in-depth review of the next skate with the 110 millimeter wheels tri-skate from Powerslide. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to go through the things that I really like about the skate first, and then I'm going to go to the negative things after that. So in my previous video, you can refer back to it, I was kind of skeptical about getting these out of the box and having them be something that I can use every day, that I can use every week, and for some long distance skating. So since then, I've had these skates for 3 months, and in June alone, it's the 19th of June right now, 2019. In June alone, I've already done over 200 miles. I don't know what that is in kilometers, sorry about that. But I've done over 200 miles on these skates. I've been using them for long distance, which really isn't how they're advertised or how they are supposed to work out. They're usually, I think, for commuting or for your urban skater doing some tricks, out there in downtown areas. But I'm gonna keep dishing out some stuff and do some comparisons as I go. All right, so here is what my skate looks like right now. So I've been through rain, I've been through the rain and shine, I've been through all kinds of conditions, wind, a lot of issues with motorists coming at me, beeping at me. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, the heart of the USA, and people do not see a lot of rollerbladers around these parts. So really, you have to be really careful when you're skating on the street. I recommend that you always wear a helmet and some protection for your wrists, knees, and elbows. For me, I always do that. So I want to start at the top and then kind of take it down to the bottom. So the pros, the good stuff about this liner is very nice, and it is a big deal. This is a great skate overall, and it really delivers on the things that it meant to improve on previous issues and models. So what we have here is an awesome profile for right above the wheels, and it actually brings your foot closer down. So it felt more like I was skating 80 millimeter wheels when I had 110 millimeters on these things. So that was a really big plus for me because I could get my stops and all my hockey stops, plow stops, any kind of stop I wanted to execute. I had it underneath my foot right here. So just a little bit down. The profile is real nice. Okay, then taking a look over here, you got the Trinity, which everybody talks about and is advertised, highly towards skaters like me. I really like crossovers in these. Lots of power from the tri. So if you're doing a lot of crossovers, if you have some routes where you're going to get some long turns, and if you just naturally are doing crossovers to gain speed, these are great. So you get a little bit more with the tri setup. Another thing is that with the nice 3 points of where the screws go in, you get way better absorption of all of the shock from the street. So you get absorption of all of that just shaking, and it goes right to your bone. So you get way better compared to my old rollerblades. So these really did a great job for that. So those are my three top pros for this skate. You've got really great absorption from just having a really sound boot, a strong shell. You've got another strong point with the tri-skate for crossovers, and you got an amazing ability to stop with the lower profile that gets closer to the wheels. So those are my main things that I really love. As you can see, I bail a lot, and here's another pro because I can replace this piece, and you can see I've torn it up, and I did not doctor these up at all. I didn't go out and splash mud on them. This is from wear and tear. The last time I skated, it was raining. So this is what happens. I'm gonna fall. That happens if I'm on a route that I've never been on. Issues come up, and I'm going to have to eat it. So you got pads, you're good to go. You got these skates, you're good to go. You can fall without having to worry about really tearing up a hole in the plastic here in the shell. Okay, so as for some of the cons, I would say it's kind of weird because they have these vents underneath the skate, and even though there's a sole in here that's underneath the cushion and underneath the slipper here, it will shoot water into your foot. So I'm skating in the rain and anytime, any condition really. Sleet could be whatever. I don't know when we get to that time of the year. But I have 4 seasons where I live. So I'm getting rain up into my boot. What I did is I just took a plastic piece of plastic bag and I put my foot into it and I was fine. But I did have a lot of issues with sweat after I did that because my foot was really hot. Another issue that I have that I made adjustments with the cuff and I cut it down a little bit to try to get it tighter, but it always seems to be a little bit loose at the top. And I also took a look at this and took it apart to see if I could get it higher up on my foot, but it sits pretty low actually, even in the high position when you adjust it. Um, I don't know. I mean, I can't complain. It still has a lot of firmness and it does grip well, but it seems to loosen a little bit as I skate, and then I try to make adjustments and it ends up creating some problems for my ankle lower down in the boot at the 40-mile marker, so much later in my skating day, but it still gives me problems. These sizes are 42, wait, let's see, 41, 42, or somewhere's about that. So US 8 and 9. So I'm a 9, so I was hoping that I could get like a 9 and a 10 to get a little bit of cushion room. But it ends up that it's the 8 and the 9 goes together. So I got this, and at first it was really tight. It was hard to get my foot out of the boot, and it's still really hard to get my foot out of the boot, which is almost a good thing because these wax laces keep it real tight, and you get a lot of tightness here with this buckle, the ratchet buckle. So that's perfect. But the issue is it's a little snug, and I have some issues with my ankle and having like an extra bulge in my ankle, so I'm not really able to heat mold this one to where I want it. So I'm gonna have to get another heat moldable boot and have one that actually, like, the shell is all heat moldable, type of leather or whatever they use. So this is not your kind of skate that you want to do long distance marathon skating, and that's what I'm doing. So the pairing of what my activity is with the skate is actually a pretty bad pairing. So that's one of my cons. But other than that, it's a great skate. I can actually sometimes I jump down from parking lot to parking lot in the middle of my long skate, and it absorbs all the shock. It's all really good about that. I can bail, and I don't worry about like really messing it up too much because it's a tank. And I haven't had any major issues with the frame. The frame's been really sound, and it really works out well. So I wouldn't have any problems, if I was to buy this skate for urban skating, for skating around downtown, going to the park and skating, playing some hockey, because you can do some mean hockey stops in these things. You can do some really cool magic stops. All those cool tricks you can get out of this boot, out of these wheels, this setup. You can even probably go to the 125 millimeter. And I'm going to say it because in my last video I was like, bumming on the 125 millimeter. But you can go there because of the low profile, because it takes you so close to the wheel. So I would, if maybe someday when I wear these down, I'll go to the 125. So that is the next boot with the Tri-Skate 110 millimeter wheels, and take a look at it at your local shop. Try it out if you can. If not, you can order it on Powerslide.com or whatever. I went to Inline Warehouse, and they really helped me out. So thanks again, everybody, for clicking. Hit subscribe if you want more videos. I'm going to do some more routes and everything in the St. Louis area. So if you're Midwest, it's the best. Hey, baby, I'll talk to you later. Catch you later.